Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nar from the Nar Report, and welcome to today's episode. If you're new here, welcome to the episode. If you've been here, welcome back to my latest episode of the Nar Report. This is episode 29 of the Nar Report, and I just want to say I appreciate all the love and support. Keep on showing me the love and support, and I'll keep on coming, baby. I do it because of y'all. And in today's episode, I want to talk about a lot of things. The Lakers win against the Grizzlies and the Rockets in a huge Western Conference showdown. The Memphis Grizzlies have fired their head coach and Taylor Jenkins. I'm going to tell you how do I feel about that. KD will be out for at least a week for the Phoenix Suns as they're trying to chase for a play-in spot. And Anthony Davis is back for the Dallas Mavericks. Will he make a playoff run with this team? And also, I'll talk about a little college basketball as well, too. Talk about Cooper Flag and them boys from Duke. Let's get into it. Starting off with these boys from Duke, man. Cooper Flag and Duke, they're winning all this year, okay? Just go ahead and mark my words. They're winning all this year, okay? Nobody can stop these guys, all right? Cooper Flag is just that good. They got a good team around them. Good coaching. It's just good luck playing against Duke because this team is really hard to beat, all right? And Cooper Flag is that dude. And quick shout out to my guy, Mr. 411 from Mr. 411 Sports World Network. Hey, I appreciate all the love and support, my guy. That is my favorite person to talk to about sports. I enjoy talking to him about sports all the time. Now, that's it for college basketball. All I know is I got Duke with it all. They advanced to the Final Four. They won last weekend against Alabama, I believe. Let me see who they beat last weekend. No, they beat Baylor 89-66. They won by 23 points. And, man, they ran them out the gym. Duke has a lot of talent. It's not Cooper Flag. It's the team that he has around him. All right? That's why I got Duke winning all this year. It's not because of Cooper Flag. It's because the team that Cooper Flag has around him. And that's it for college basketball. And before I get into the Lakers games, I'll talk about the latest news from the NBA. There's two latest news from the league from this weekend and yesterday. Started off with the Memphis Grizzlies firing their head coach and Taylor Jenkins. Man, unexpected, surprising. Why in the world would the Memphis Grizzlies fire Taylor Jenkins? If y'all don't know, this dude has the most wins as a head coach in Memphis Grizzlies history. Most wins as a head coach in Grizzlies history. And all of a sudden, you fire this dude and you were 16, 15, 14 games over 500? Y'all fired him like y'all in the play-in or something. Like, what was going on in the Memphis Grizzlies' mind when they fired their head coach? And I feel bad for Taylor Jenkins because that dude is a very great coach. And with him coaching this young Memphis team, this was a championship caliber team. Yes, they had a championship core in Memphis with that good head coach in Taylor Jenkins. And to see him get fired, and we're not even in the playoffs yet. That's the point. We're not in the playoffs yet, and you fire a head coach 3 weeks before? Come on now. What was going through the Memphis Grizzlies' mind? And now, ever since he got fired, the Memphis Grizzlies are 0-2 since he's been fired. Memphis could slide into the play-in, which I'm going to get into the standings and more later on in the show, but me looking at Memphis' schedule coming up, they have a tough schedule down the stretch, and I do believe Memphis will be in the play-in. And that's it for the Grizzlies. Next up, Kevin Durant will be out for the Phoenix Suns for at least a week. The Phoenix Suns are trying to get a play-in spot. In the Western Conference, there are 11, one game behind Sacramento and 1.5 game back from Dallas. My thoughts on this is the Suns season is basically over, okay? Just don't bring back Kevin Durant. Just get a good draft pick, all right? That's all I got to say for Phoenix. They're not making the play-in. They're not making the playoffs. This wasn't a good season for the Phoenix Suns. They lack leadership. They cannot play defense. Their offense is pretty good, but I don't know what's up with their defense. The Suns just can't play defense, okay? The Suns are not a defensive team at all. And that's been their struggles all year long. Defense. And my guy, Mr. 4-1, said, look no further than John Morant. Yeah, on that Grizzlies firing their head coach. Who knows what Ja's future in Memphis could be like. But otherwise, though, back to what I was saying, Suns season is over. They are in tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. And then they're on Friday against the Celtics, Sunday against the Knicks. Tough schedule for the for the Phoenix Suns. For at least a week, the season is over. All right. And quick shout out to my guy, Hot Tub Tony. What's up, bro? And Mr. 4-1 also said Phoenix checked out. Yeah, I'll be real with you. They've been checked out since the All-Star break. Okay? I really had no high expectations for the Phoenix Suns this season. I kind of had them in the playing range and potentially missing the playoffs. And now they're going to miss the playoffs. Okay? Just don't bring back Kevin Durant. Shut them down for the year. And then Phoenix just have a tough schedule down the stretch. I'm going to get into that later on in the show, but yeah, as of right now, the Suns season is over. And Mr. 4-1 also said Ja probably wanted more touches. Hey, I guess so. Who knows what happened in Memphis with this head coach firing. This head coach firing was a behind-the-scenes firing because I did not see this coming. Something must have been going on behind the scenes. And if y'all know, I'm going to look it up later on. But I just still don't get it. Why will Memphis fire their head coach? They are in tonight against the Golden State Warriors. Huge game for the 5 seed. If the Warriors win tonight, they will be 5th in the West. Warriors winning that game, they'll be 5th in the West. Memphis is going to be in the play-in. Okay, Memphis is officially a play-in team. Now, if Taylor Jenkins was still on the team, they're a playoff team. Like, they're finishing top 5. But now that the head coach is firing, now these coaches don't really have, like, experience as a head coach heading late into the regular season. Yes, sir, my guy. Preaching art. Appreciate Mr. 4-1. Yeah, I just don't get why will Memphis fire their head coach. Unexpected firing. It just came out of nowhere, okay? When I heard the news that Memphis was firing their head coach, I was like, huh? Why? But otherwise, I don't know what to say about Memphis. Either way, they were going home in the first round, but I didn't really expect that much from them heading into the postseason. Next up, we talk about the Dallas Mavericks. Anthony Davis is back in the starting lineup for the Mavericks as they're trying to make a playoff push late in the regular season. The Mavericks are 4-1 with Davis back in the lineup. Anthony Davis has been looking pretty good for the Dallas Mavericks. Not what I expected from him. Like, I didn't really expect him to come back from injury dropping 30 a game, but he's giving it all he had. He's showing Dallas why he's the guy. All right, he's showing them, I'm here, turning up for the city. He's going to show out for these last 7 games of the regular season. And y'all can call me biased or whatever, but I think Anthony Davis could carry the Dallas Mavericks to the playoffs. Yes, they will make the play-in. And I feel like with Anthony Davis back healthy, stepping up as the leader of this team, he will carry them to the playoffs. All right? Mark my words. Depending on who they play in the play-in for the AC. But otherwise, though, I could definitely see Anthony Davis taking this Mavericks team to the playoffs. Mr. 401 also said Warriors Lakers round one. I'm all for it. Hey, we all for it. Braun versus Steph, Luka versus Jimmy Butler. I'm pretty sure we all want to see this in the first round. 2 first round matchups we all want to see as NBA fans. Warriors Lakers in the West, Detroit and Indiana in the East. Those two will be the most intriguing, intense, highly anticipated first round matchups. And Hot Tub Tony said if he could stay healthy, yes. If Anthony Davis can stay healthy, the Dallas Mavericks will make the playoffs. And he stepped up big time too. Now he could be the leader of the team now that Kyrie Irving is done for the season. Daniel Gafford came back yesterday, and they're supposed to be getting Derek Lively back. So with those two bigs coming back alongside Anthony Davis, Dallas could be a problem, okay? They're getting healthy. I'm glad everybody's staying healthy down the stretch because remember, a week or two ago, they were in the contention of forfeiting games because they didn't have no players. So I'm glad that Dallas has gotten healthy. They got better. Anthony Davis is back. Gafford is back. And Lively coming back too. And I'm rooting for the Mavericks to make the playoffs, okay? I want to see Anthony Davis carry this Mavericks team to the playoffs, all right? Because when I heard about them trading Luka, I kind of felt bad for Mavs fans when they traded Luka Doncic. So that's why I'm rooting for the Mavs to make the playoffs, and I'm rooting for Anthony Davis to get a little hope for these fans. You know, Anthony Davis got to put on for the city, all right? Anthony Davis got to put on for the city and show him why he is that dude because they traded him for Luka, so it's all on Anthony Davis. And Mr. 401 also said, that's right, Hot Tub. AD got to stay healthy. 100%. If Anthony Davis stays healthy, the Mavericks are making the playoffs, okay? Because with this team they got right now, Klay Thompson is balling, PJ Washington, AD, Gafford, Lively. As long as the Mavs stay healthy, they can make a run, okay? But that's it for the Mavs. We'll talk about them later on in the show. Now we get to the Lakers 2 games from this past weekend. Starting off with the Lakers and Grizzlies game. Lakers win 134-127 in Memphis in a huge Western Conference showdown. In the West, battling for positioning. That was a battle for the 4 seed. Lakers came ready to play. Luka Doncic had a great game. LeBron James had a great game. Austin freaking Reeves is him. Austin Reeves is him, ladies and gentlemen. And here's why. Austin Reeves is the second best player on the team for the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, he is the second best player on the team for the Los Angeles Lakers. I love watching this dude play. He can shoot the ball. He can drive to the basket. He can defend. Austin Reeves, to me, is an all-star, okay? Austin Reeves is 100% an all-star player. All right? Austin Reeves, 31 points. LeBron James had 25. Luka had 29. Lakers, great game overall. The bench, great game. Dorian Finney-Smith, 11 points. Jared Vanderbilt had 6. Gabe Vincent had 15. He was shooting the lights out for 3. And Dalton Connect had 2 points. Ain't nothing much to say about that. But the otherwise, Rui, 13 points. And Jackson Hayes had 2 points. A lot of y'all have been sleeping on Jackson Hayes. That dude is a beast. Great lob threat for the Los Angeles Lakers. All right. And the Lakers don't really need a big. Well, they do, but it's not that necessary that they need a big because this Lakers team offensively is good, but we just worry about their defense a lot. But otherwise, though, the Lakers are still my favorites to come out the West. No disrespect to OKC. The reason why I have the Lakers as my favorites to come out the West is because I want to see Braun and Luka win their first ring together as a duo. Now, let's go to the Memphis side. Memphis had a great game. John Moran's first game back, 22 points. Desmond Bain had 29. Zach Edey, 14. Jared Jackson Jr., 24 points. And I love Jared Jackson Jr. Well deserved to be an all-star this season. When he is healthy and John Moran is out with injury, this dude steps up for the Memphis Grizzlies big time. He steps up big time for the Memphis Grizzlies. Because if they do not have Jaren Jackson Jr. where John Moran is hurt, where would this team be? Okay, let's just be realistic. Memphis overall played a great game. It was a good game, back and forth. Both teams were playing offense and defense. This was a huge game for the 4 seed, and the Lakers wanted it more. I am proud of the Los Angeles Lakers for winning this game, and I had them winning this game. Memphis just looks like a whole different team with their head coach being fired. All right. But that's it for the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Lakers win 134-127. Then we go to the Lakers game last night with the Houston Rockets, another huge game in the Western Conference. The Lakers are trying to get the number 2 seed in the West, and they still have a chance. That was a must-win game for the Lakers. Lakers win 104-98. In Los Angeles, let's talk about it. I love what I've seen from Luka Doncic. I love what I've seen from LeBron James. I love what I've seen from Austin Reeves because, man, sorry about that. The camera off, but had some difficulties there. But back to the show. But back to what I was saying, Lakers played a great game. Offensively was amazing. Defensively was great. They was great defensively. All right. And I think their defense is getting better too. As long as they work on defense, they could be a problem. Okay? That's all really the Lakers got to work on is defense because the Lakers got a very great offense. It's just defense that they got to work on. All right. Let's look at the Lakers stats. Austin Reeves, 12 points. Luka Doncic, 20 points. Jackson Hayes, 3 points. LeBron James, 16 points. Rui Hachimura, 7 points. Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent won the Lakers the game. If it weren't for those two, both of them had 20 points. And they were lining up for 3-point range too. If it weren't for Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent, the Lakers don't win that game. All right? It's just that simple because the starters ain't really did that much against Houston. But the bench came ready to play, especially Dorian Finney-Smith. That man was the MVP. Gabe Vincent, he balled out. I love what I've seen from him. Shooting like Steph Curry from 3-point range, driving to the basket. I said, okay, man, the Lakers got a good bench. Now let's talk about the Houston Rockets. Houston, they had a great game. I love this Houston Rockets team. They are very young, well-coached, well-talented. But it wasn't enough for winning this game against the Lakers. Let's talk about it. Amon Thompson, that kid is special. 20 points. Dylan Brooks at 16. Alfred Şengün, Baby Jokic. He is a very great center. 14 points. Fred VanVleet had 7. And Jalen Green had 9. Jabari Smith Jr., 15. And Tyree Eason, 13 points. And Steven Adams at 4. Houston played a great game. I love what I've seen from this team. Hopefully, they can make some noise in the playoffs, but I don't see them doing much because they don't have a lot of playoff experience. But overall, though, this was a very great game. These two teams play each other one more time next week in Los Angeles. That can really determine who gets the 2 seed. All right? But otherwise, though, that's it for the Lakers and the Rockets. Lakers win 104-98 in Los Angeles. Now we talk about these NBA standings, the playoff push. The NBA season is down to the wire. This is the first day of April, so you know what that means. Time to get into these playoff pushes and playoff talks right now. Let's start off in the Eastern Conference. At number 1, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting at 60-15. Great backcourt in Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Evan Mobley is a great player. Jared Allen, they got a good starting lineup. DeAndre Hunter, former Atlanta Hawk. I've been watching him lately, though. He's been balling on the Cavs. They got a good bench, good coaching. Hey, ever since they got a new coach, the Cavs have been balling. But I just got to see what they're going to do in the playoffs, though. They can't come out the East, but we just got to see in the playoffs. But as of right now, I love what I'm seeing for Cleveland. And to me, it's highly likely, it's highly likely that we get to see the Cavaliers and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. At number 2, you got the Boston Celtics sitting at 56-19. Boston's defending NBA champions. They're still my favorites to come out the Eastern Conference. I do believe they can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in a 7-game series. If both teams are healthy, the Cavs and the Celtics, this is 100% going to 7. It can go either way. If you say Cleveland will win, I won't be surprised. I would want Cleveland to win because I want to see Mitchell get a ring. But I'm picking Boston because they're the more experienced team and they've been to multiple conference finals. They won the NBA championship last year. So Boston, still my favorites to come out the East. You got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, great backcourt duo. And they're ready for the playoffs. This team has already clinched the playoff berth, and they're ready for that back-to-back. And my boy Hot Tub Tony 77 said that would be hell of a matchup in the East. Absolutely. Boston and Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Eastern Conference Finals, 100% going to 7. If both teams are healthy, it's going to be a shootout. Okay? But I'm picking Boston because in my eyes, even though Cleveland's the number 1 seed in the East, I think Boston is the better team. And Porzingis is back for Boston too. He's been balling. If Porzingis stays healthy, Boston is a problem. And they can win on the road too. Boston is a very great road team, so that should be very concerning to these other teams that have to go through Boston. They are a very good road team, and they've been like that for all of this season. At number 3, you got the New York Knicks at 47-27. They've been up and down a lot, okay? Ever since Brunson got hurt, they've been up and down, okay? Ain't no telling what this Knicks team's going to do, but they're looking like a first-round exit. I'm going to be honest with you, though. The New York Knicks look like a first-round exit team. Yes, Brunson will be back by the playoffs, but I do not trust the New York Knicks, okay? I do believe they will get out the first round, but I don't see them like going to the conference finals or the finals or nothing like that. Matter of fact, I think they're gonna play Milwaukee in the first round, and if Milwaukee is healthy, give me the Bucks. Okay, I do feel like if the Bucks are healthy, they can play the Knicks, and that's a potential first round matchup right there. Mr. 401 also said Boston 10 players deep. Yes, they got a very good roster, and their bench is deep too. And they got very great role players too. That's why I still have Boston coming out the East. My boy Hot Tub Tony said, I don't see the Knicks making out the first round. Me neither. They're losing to the Bucks. Okay, I got them playing the Bucks in the first round, losing in 6 games. Mr. 401 also says the Pistons need that 5 seed. Hey, I do believe they'll get that 5 seed. I'll get to them in a moment, but Detroit, the way they've been playing, I think they'll get that 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. That's it for the Knicks. At number 4, you got the Indiana Pacers. This team could be a dark horse to come out the East. I'm not saying they are, but they can though. This was the team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I don't got them going back this year because the East is way better, way stronger, and healthier too. And by the way, Detroit is playing, Milwaukee, Boston, Cleveland. You can say New York as well too. I just don't see Indiana going back to the conference finals. I got Indiana going home in the first round to the Detroit Pistons. But the Pacers are a very great team though. Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. The Pacers got good players. They got a good coach. You know, this Pacers team made it to the conference finals last year, so I'm not going to count them out, okay? I'm not going to count them out the first round. And if they somehow upset the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round, I will not be surprised at all. At number 5, you got the Detroit Pistons. Mr. Foran, we was just talking about that. Detroit basketball is special, okay? Last year, this team lost about 20 games in a row, and now they're fifth in the East. This rebuilding for the Detroit Pistons, well, it ended well. Okay. I love what I've seen for Detroit. They're a young team. They have a young all-star in Cade Cunningham. These boys can ball, okay? And we're on a collision course to seeing the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons. Man, that's must-see TV, okay? Tyrese Halliburton versus Cade Cunningham, two young all-stars going up against each other? Come on now. If that's the first round series, which is most likely is, Indiana to Detroit, give me Detroit in 7. I do feel like this series will go to 7. It'll be a competitive series. Every game will go down to the wire. Mr. 4-1 also says 5 me Indy versus Detroit in round 1. Absolutely, man. First round matchup. I got the Pistons winning in 7 games. All right. This is going to be a highly anticipated, intense first round series. That's it for the Pistons, though. I have them coming out the first round this year. Do not be surprised if they upset Cleveland, though. And don't be surprised if this team ends up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Because the way this Pistons team is looking, they could definitely make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. At number 6, you got the Milwaukee Bucks at 40-34. Dame is hurt, but he should be back by the season's over. He should be back by the playoffs, though. Milwaukee is 40-34. Giannis is healthy. Bobby Portis is coming back soon from his suspension. He had a 25-30 game suspension, so Bobby should be back by the end of the week or next week, heading into the playoffs. They are 4 games above the play-in, but hey, I do think Milwaukee is a very great team, and Mr. 4-1 also said give. He didn't mean 5, but yes, he said give me Detroit and Indiana first round. Absolutely must-see TV. Number 6, like I said, the Milwaukee Bucks. If they're healthy, this team can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? If the Milwaukee Bucks are healthy, hear me out here. I'm going to be very clear and mark my words. If the Milwaukee Bucks are healthy, with Bobby Portis coming back from suspension, Dame Giannis, if he comes back from injury healthy, if Giannis is 100% healthy, heading into these playoffs, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay? Mark my words. And Mr. 401 also said the Bucks need the Knicks in round 1. Yeah, I'm with you. They definitely 100% need the Knicks in round 1 because that's their easier matchup too. And I do feel like they will beat them in a 7-game series. Another guy, Terrence Brown, said Boston will win the Eastern Conference. What's up, Terrence? But yeah, the Eastern Conference because the East is weak. Okay, let's be real. It's not good as the West. What I'm gonna get into that in a moment. But back to what I was saying, if Milwaukee's healthy, they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. At number 7, you got my Atlanta Hawks. I love our squad. I love our young core. Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, defensive player of the year right there. Dyson Daniels is your defensive player of the year. Okay? Mark my words. If Dyson Daniels does not win defensive player of the year, this dude leads the league in steals. Come on now. And ever since we got Dyson Daniels too, he has been showing out for the Hawks. All right. But if Jalen Johnson was healthy, man, I hate that he's out for the season. We'll be top 5 in the East right now. I'm telling you, if Johnson wasn't hurt, we're automatically top 5 in the East. But I am excited for next year, though. But all we got to do is keep Levert, George Niang, and Terrence Mann, bring those guys back. And I think we should move on from Capella in the offseason. Yeah, we're top 5 in the East next season, though. But I do feel like we'll make the playoffs and play Boston in the first round. At number 8, you got the Orlando Magic. They did a pretty good team, though. I do like Paolo Banchero, though, but ain't really much to say about Orlando. They might make the playoffs. They might not make the playoffs. But Orlando has been up and down. All right. But I do believe they'll make the playoffs. I do love this young core in Orlando. At number 9, you got the Miami Heat, who lost 10 in a row, and now they won 5 straight games. Miami is starting to remind everybody, hey, we're still here. At number 10, you got the Chicago Bulls at 33 and 42. This has been a red hot team lately, though. I'm not sleeping on the Bulls, though. I got Chicago making the playoffs. Okay, if Chicago gets the 9th seed, they will make the playoffs. Mr. 401 also says, I like Baby Clay on the Hawks. Zachary Richardson, man, Zachary Richardson, I'm glad that we drafted that dude in the first round. And I meant to talk about this dude, too. Zachary Richardson, future all-star, man. I'm glad that we drafted this dude in the first round. Him on our squad, I'm telling you, that dude is amazing. Hot Tub Tony will also said, I would love to see the Hawks as a sleeper squad, but I don't see them making it out the first round. Hey, I'm a Hawks fan. I'm not going to be biased or delusional, but I agree with you, though. Yes, I do feel like we could be a sleeper team, though, prove everybody wrong. And he also said, yeah, Johnson being out hurt for the Hawks. Yeah, this was our most improved player for the Atlanta Hawks. He has taken over since John Collins has been out. And before he got hurt, this dude was playing at an all-star caliber level. But otherwise, though, next season, though, watch out. Okay? Watch out for my Atlanta Hawks heading into next season. Back to what I was saying about the Chicago Bulls. I got them making the playoffs. Kobe White is a future all-star. Josh Giddey has been balling for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, Josh Giddey has been balling for the Chicago Bulls lately. And I do feel like Kobe White and Josh Giddey will carry the Chicago Bulls team through the play-in and into the playoffs. But they're going home in 5 games. That's it for the East. I talked about 1 through 10 because that's most likely everything in the East because the East is so weak. So at 1, you got Cleveland. 2, you got Boston. 3, you got New York. 4, you got Indiana. 5, you got Detroit. 6, you got Milwaukee. 7, Atlanta. 8, Orlando. Miami 9, Chicago 10. Then we'll go over to the Western Conference. Here we go, baby. It's wild over there in the West. There's a lot of seeded up for grabs. Number 1, you got the OKC Thunder. They pretty much been had the West locked up since January. Okay? Not January, December. Since the season started, OKC had number 1 in the West pretty much locked up. Okay? This is a young team. They're well coached. They're energized. They got a very good mindset. And these young dogs are hungry. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is my favorite to win MVP this season. Okay? This dude leads the league in score. He averages 30 points a game. And if Shai averages 30 to 40 in the playoffs, watch out for OKC. Okay? I do want to see this young third team win the championship this year. And they can play defense as well, too. At number 2, you got the Houston Rockets. OKC is 63 and 12, trying to get to 70 wins, and I believe they will do that. At number 2, Houston Rockets at 49 and 27. They got the same thing as OKC. Young team, well coached, they're energetic, they're athletic. Houston is a very good team. I do love what I've seen so far. Ime Udoka is a championship coach. He led the Boston Celtics to the NBA Finals. And they got good veterans. Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks. I would love to see what this Houston Rockets team will do in the playoffs. But I don't got them going out the first round because of lack of a playoff experience. Because if you look at this Houston Rockets team, not only they're young, but they only got 2 guys that got the most playoff experience, which is Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Especially Fred VanVleet because he's won the championship with the Toronto Raptors. But I would love to see Houston make some noise in the playoffs, okay? This is a very exciting team to watch. I enjoy watching this team so far this season. And hopefully I'll love to see what Ime Udoka can do with this young core. At number 3, you got the Denver Nuggets at 47 and 28. Nikola Jokic, That dude is amazing. Jamal Murray, awesome player. Jamal Murray to me is an all-star. Westbrook has been balling on Denver. Hey, the Nuggets are the Nuggets, okay? And they are a championship contender too. All right. So watch out for Denver, though. They made it to the finals not last season, but the season before that. So Denver is still here, okay? Denver is Denver. Denver has a squad. They got a good coach in Michael Malone. Jokic is an MVP caliber player. This dude averages 30, 10, and 15 a game. Watch out for Denver in the playoffs, okay? We can see Denver in the Western Conference Finals, okay? And Denver could make it out the West, too. I do think Denver could beat OKC in a 7-game series. At number 4, you got the Los Angeles Lakers sitting at 46-29. Huge win last night against the Houston Rockets as they're trying to get that number 2 seed. Luka Doncic has been playing great in LA so far. LeBron James, ever since he came back from injury, he's been playing great, but I haven't really seen much from him. Austin Reeves, phenomenal player. All they got to do is work on their defense. If the Lakers could get their defense down pat, watch out for these boys, okay? I got the Lakers coming out the West. I think Luka Doncic and LeBron James will carry this Lakers team, and Austin Reeves. Luka, LeBron, and AD will carry this Los Angeles Lakers team out the West to the NBA Finals and potentially win it all this year, okay? I want to see Luka get a ring. I want to see Bron get his 5th. I want to see Austin Reeves get a ring, his 1st, because Austin Reeves deserves a ring. Okay? Austin Reeves deserves a ring. So I got the Lakers going to the conference finals, okay? And potentially the NBA Finals, depending on who they match up in the second round and in the conference finals. So the first 4 teams I mentioned, OKC, Houston, Denver, and the Lakers. OKC already got the West locked up. They're going to be number 1. So it's a race for the 2 seed. You got Houston, Denver, and the Lakers. It's going to be pretty tough. Houston has a pretty favorable schedule down the stretch. I do think Houston will hold on to the number 2 seed. Denver has a favorable schedule. They're in action tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we'll see how that goes. And the Lakers, they pretty got a tough schedule coming up with Golden State and OKC twice. But if they win all 3 of those games, Lakers could finish top 3 though. But if I was to say who finished 1, 2, 3, and 4, I'll say OKC, Houston, the Lakers, and then the Nuggets. But here's the key point. The Lakers own the tiebreaker against the Nuggets though. So if they finish with the same record, the Lakers will finish higher than them. But man, it's going to come down to the wire. At number 5, you got the Memphis Grizzlies sitting at 44-31. If I didn't mention, Lakers are 46-29. Memphis is 44-31. Explain to me why did Memphis fire their head coach? I'm still trying to figure out why. This dude is a very great head coach. And now, since he's gone, Memphis is the playing team. Okay? They're a team that will make the playoffs, but they're automatically going home in the first round. But Memphis is going to finish in the play-in. Okay? Ja Morant is back. This is a very good team overall, but coaching-wise, why? I'm trying to figure out why Memphis will do this. But Memphis blew it, man. At number 6, you got the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry is back for the Warriors. The Warriors have been on a roll lately, though. The Warriors are in Memphis tonight against the Grizzlies. If they win, they will surpass the Memphis Grizzlies for that 5 seed in the West. And I believe the Warriors will get the job done tonight against Memphis because Ja Morant is back in the lineup. He's been in and out lately. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been carrying the team ever since he's been out. But Mr. 4-1 says, I bet you Ja Morant knows why he got fired. Yeah, I'm pretty sure why. I'm pretty sure he knows why he got fired. But I'm still trying to figure out why. I'm going to figure out why he got fired later on in the show. But I need answers to this firing. But back to the Warriors. Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. That is a great big three in Golden State. This is a team that can make it to the Western Conference Finals. Do not be surprised. Draymond Green says that the Golden State Warriors are winning the championship this year during the All-Star break. I said, okay, but here's my realistic take on the Warriors. I think they can get out the first round and then they'll get sent home in the semis. Depending on who they match up, though. But overall, though, I do love this Golden State team. I do love Jimmy Butler. I love Steph Curry. I love Draymond Green. Butler, ever since he came in the lineup for the Warriors, they've been dominant. But otherwise, though, that's it for Golden State, though. I do hope they can. I do believe that the Golden State Warriors will make some noise in the West. At number 7, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves sitting at 43-32. Golden State is 43-31. The Minnesota Timberwolves are my dark horse to come out the West, and here's why. This was a team that made it to the Western Conference Finals last year, so they had experience, so they know their mindset. Hey, we're trying to make it back here, but this time we're going to win. You can never count on Anthony Edwards, okay? Rudy Gobert has been balling. Julius Randle has been balling. I love the guys they have. I love Jaden McDaniels. They got Naz Reid. They got Dante DiVincenzo. These boys in Minnesota can ball, and this is why I have them as a dark horse in the West. Made it to the conference finals last year. They got the experience, and you can never count on Anthony Edwards. All right? And Rudy Gobert has been balling lately, though. The other night, he had 25 rebounds and 19 points. I said, 25 from Rudy Gobert? Wow. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are in action tonight against the Denver Nuggets in Denver with a huge game to climb up in the standings to get out of the play-in. And by looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule, I do believe they'll get out of the play-in and finish either 5 or 6. So watch out for Minnesota, though. Do not sleep on this team. I feel like Minnesota is a sleeper team in the Western Conference. I'm not sleeping on these boys. Okay? They are my number one dark horse to come out the Western Conference. At number 8, you got the Los Angeles Clippers at 43-32. Kawhi Leonard is back from injury. Harden is balling. I love this Clippers team, but I do not trust them down the stretch. I don't trust them in the playoffs, and here's why. You don't know what type of Clippers team you'll get. You don't know if you're going to get Houston Harden in the playoffs. You don't know if Kawhi's going to be healthy. So I don't really trust the Clippers down the stretch, but I do believe they'll make the playoffs and get sent home in the first round. But if they're healthy, they can make some noise, okay? They can make some noise, though, if they're healthy. Norman Powell should have been an all-star this year. At number 9, you got the Dallas Mavericks sitting at 37-39. Anthony Davis is back for the Mavericks, trying to get the Mavericks into playoff contention, which I believe he will. If Anthony Davis stays healthy alongside Gafford and Lively coming back, the Mavericks will make the playoffs, okay? I got the Dallas Mavericks making the playoffs, coming out of the play-in tournament, finishing 9th in the West, winning 2 games, 1 at home and 1 on the road to get to the NBA playoffs. And I'm rooting for the Mavericks to make the playoffs because I want to see this Dallas team in the playoffs. And if you finish 7th or 8th in the West, because it's a race to get out of the play-in, though. Memphis, Golden State, Minnesota, and the Clippers. If you're one of those teams that are playing the Dallas Mavericks in a one-game scenario for the 8th seed in the play-in, I will not want to play this team, okay? By the way Dallas has been playing since AD came back, they've been balling, okay? So I do believe Anthony Davis will carry this Dallas Mavericks team to the playoffs. But overall, though, you got to stay healthy and show Dallas who you are. Mr. 41 has a question. Nard, can the Clippers win a series? If they're healthy, well, overall, though, I don't think the Clippers can win the series. Depending on who they playing, though. Depending on who they playing. If they play OKC, no. The only way I can see the Clippers coming out the first round, number 1, if they're healthy, and if they're playing the Houston Rockets. But if they're playing the Nuggets, the Lakers, no. But overall, though, I do love this Clippers team, though. I do think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see them doing that much because you don't know what the Clippers are going to do in the playoffs, okay? You don't know if Kawhi's going to be healthy. You don't know what type of James Harden you're going to get. And my boy Hot Tub Tony said, and heck no. Yeah, I don't see the Clippers winning the series, okay? And I do believe if they play Houston in the first round, Houston could upset those boys, okay? But that's it for the Clippers. Back to what I was saying about the Mavs. Anthony Davis will carry this Mavericks team to the playoffs. At number 10, you got the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings. These boys have been balling. I mean, they haven't been balling, but the Kings have been falling off a cliff lately, though. And they are one game from falling out of the play-in, okay? The next two games for the Sacramento Kings are very easy. They got the Wizards and the Hornets. If they lose those next two games, do not make the playoffs, okay? Don't even make the play-in. Because, by the way, Sacramento has been playing. They've been up and down a lot. Sabonis in and out of the lineup. They've been losing games that they could have won. So, at first, earlier, I had the Kings potentially making the playoffs. But now, I don't see it happening. Hot Tub Tony also said, I can't see the Clippers beating anybody in the West. Yeah, me neither. Even though the Clippers got a pretty good team, I just don't think they match up well with OKC, Houston, Denver, or the Lakers in the first round. So, yeah, I don't really see the Clippers making that much noise in the West. But back to what I was saying about the Kings, 36-39, trying to get into the play-in tournament, trying to get that 9 seed so they can have the first home playing game. But the Kings, I love DeMar DeRozan. I love Zach LaVine. He's been balling so far since he got to the Kings. I love DeMar DeRozan. I love this young team they got in Sacramento. They're surrounded by good veterans. But I don't see the Kings doing that much down the stretch. And then at number 11, you got the Phoenix Suns at 35-40. Season over. It's just that simple. The Suns season is over. Hard schedule coming up. They got the Bucks tonight, the Celtics on Friday, the Knicks on Sunday. They got like the Warriors, I believe they got like they got the Warriors for sure. I'm trying to think who else they got. They got Phoenix. Not Phoenix, but OKC. Yeah, they got OKC. Here's their remaining schedule. Bucks tonight, Boston, New York, Golden State, OKC, San Antonio, and Sacramento. Now, the only thing that could keep the Suns in this thing is if they win at least 1 or 2 games and the Kings and Mavericks losing, okay? So that's going to keep the Suns in the play-in, though. And there's a highly good chance, though, because as I mentioned, they played the Sacramento Kings on the last day of the regular season. That game could determine who gets into the play-in, so you never know. But otherwise, though, looking at the schedule, the only one I see them winning is San Antonio. That's about it. Otherwise, though, I just don't see Phoenix doing anything else. All right, though, just shut Kevin Durant down. This wasn't a good season. They can't play defense. They lack leadership. They lack offense is pretty good. Lack of coaching, lack of defense. This wasn't Phoenix season. And I really didn't have expectations for the Phoenix Suns going into the season. So, like I said, season over. Just pack it up. All right. And that's it for the episode of the Now Report, episode 29. Man, the NBA season's coming down to a close. I'm excited to see what happens down the stretch. Thanks for everybody that joined. I appreciate all the love and support. If you haven't, make sure you sub to the YouTube. Click that bell to make sure I get all the notifications on when I go live. Make sure to follow me on the social media platforms on Instagram and TikTok at @D_Now_Report. Have a good rest of your evening. Nard out.